What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I got my update today for Xbox Insiders to try the aggregated gaming library that's now on the Xbox PC app. And this is going to be a big highlight feature of that new Xbox full screen experience that we have coming later this year with the ROG Xbox Ally devices. And so it's kind of interesting to be able to get in and take a look at this on the other handhelds now, just as this feature without really being the whole full screen experience yet. So we're going to take a look at this working on a couple of devices, especially my MSI Claw. But before we do that, I wanted to take a quick look at this article we had a couple of days ago in case you're not familiar with what this is, and then we'll jump in and take an actual look at this working, since I did get the update a couple hours ago here at time of making this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll take a look at the article and we'll take a look at the devices. All right, so starting this week, users enrolled in the PC Gaming Preview can get a first look at the new aggregated gaming library on the Xbox PC app for Windows 11 PCs and handheld devices. And I've tried this on a few handhelds and my desktop PCs, and it seems to be working everywhere since this update rolled out to me here. The feature will be available this holiday on the ROG Xbox Ally and ROG Xbox Ally X, where players will see their aggregated gaming library within the new Xbox full screen experience. And by then, we'll probably have a much better experience. I will say it's a little buggy right now, but of course, getting this out there currently for everyone to try out and test before this full Xbox full screen experience in a few months is probably a good idea. With this new feature, your Xbox library, hundreds of Game Pass titles, and your installed games from other PC game stores are always at your fingertips. With the aggregated gaming library, players can conveniently launch games from Xbox, Game Pass, Battle.net, and other leading PC storefronts from a single library within the Xbox PC app. And I've tried everything just about anyways, except for GOG, and again, we'll take a look at that. But I tried Ubisoft, EA, Steam, Battle.net, and all that, and we'll get into that and take a look at what was and wasn't working there. Whether you're on a Windows PC or a handheld device, your Xbox library, hundreds of Game Pass titles, and all your installed games from leading PC storefronts will now be at your fingertips. When a player installs a game from a supported PC storefront, it will automatically appear in My Library within the Xbox PC app. And that is something to make note of right now. This is only games that are showing up are games that are installed already. So you've gone and opened the storefront yourself, picked the game, installed it, and then gone back to the Xbox app. All your stuff that's installed will show, but not stuff that you own, at least not currently. Now they're supposed to roll out more support for more storefronts, which we can talk about more as we get into it, because again, out of everything I tested, not everything was working yet. Now, as far as getting started, you have to have game titles installed on other PC stores, and then you'll see them listed, but you also have to be in the Xbox Insider program or preview program to get in there as well. So just be aware of that. But this is something that's going to be rolling out to more and more people. So anyways, I just want to take a quick look at that, talk about that a little bit. That was kind of their announcement. But since I've got the update, I want to jump over onto my Ally X and my MSI Claw 8 and take a look at this working, especially on the Claw 8, because I installed all the different storefronts there, and I'll show you what we've got. So let's jump over and take a look at this working on the devices. All right, so here we are with my Claw and my Ally X. We'll mostly focus on the Claw, but the point is this is working on different handhelds for me. Pretty much all my Windows handhelds, my desktops, my laptop. I've really run around and updated and tried this everywhere, and it seems to be working fine. Now, I only have Steam installed and working here on the Ally X. We'll look at the other storefronts on the MSI Claw 8. But you can see here how it's working, and in library and extensions in our settings, we're able to hide or show installed games from Steam or other storefronts. Now, switching over to the Claw 8, I have a little bit more installed here with EA, Ubisoft, which is the only one not working for me right now. Steam, Epic, Battle.net, that's all here with stuff showing up that I have installed. Games you don't have installed that are just purchased or you own aren't going to show up, at least not currently. Now here you can see in the library and extensions and settings, we can hide or show those three storefronts, Battle.net, Epic, or Steam. And then down at the bottom, we have EA and Ubisoft still just in that extension management. I don't really like that. I'd like to see those also get the option just for installed games, because that makes those have to open every time you open the Xbox app, which I really don't like. Getting into our library though, we can sort this, see our Steam games, Epic games, Battle.net games, whatever you have installed here. You'll be able to take a look at in your library and kind of change and sort through those. So yeah, pretty cool that all that's showing up here now, and certainly just a part of what the future is going to hold here when it comes to this and the Xbox full screen experience for the handhelds. And if we're just scrolling through our library, you'll now see just kind of all the games listed from your Game Pass or Xbox, from Epic, Steam, all the other storefronts I have here. Again, Ubisoft is the ones just not working for me. I have games installed, but it just hasn't been working out. Jumping over into a Steam game, we have Spider-Man 2 here loaded up on the Xbox app. We can just click on play, and then exactly what you would expect to happen. It's going to open up Steam. Of course, it's going to open up each launcher anyway to be able to launch the games, and then it'll do what it needs to and launch everything from there. But I haven't had any problem with the Steam games. They've run the same and everything's worked fine with those, and no major issues. Really, Ubisoft not working at all, and some issues with launching games, which we'll look at on Battle.net. But other than that, it's been fine. And when you quit out of a game, it just takes you right back to the Xbox app, but it does leave the launcher open each time, no matter which one, Epic, Steam, whatever. So if you go through a few games, you can wind up with like all of your launchers open, and you need to go through and manually close those. I'd like to see some updates for that too, where maybe when you leave a game, it would just close that out, or at least give you that as an option. Jumping into Epic or EA is actually pretty quick and seamless. It doesn't even show you the app opening like Steam does or Battle.net does. It just kind of opens in the background and launches the game for you without really any showing you anything or taking too long. So that was pretty nice for those two as well. So yeah, no issues with that. And again, if we go into the game and we just leave real quick, it is going to leave Epic open in the background. Does the same thing with EA and everything else. So again, if you're going game to game and opening up a bunch of stuff, you can wind up with just all the launchers open in the background. And I did have some crashes happen with Epic a couple of times, but then it seemed to straighten out and didn't bother me again. But that seemed to be specific to Maneater. Now with Battle.net, this is the one I had trouble with games launching, but only on my claw. They worked over on my desktop PC when I did this, so it was kind of interesting. It's probably a bug, and of course they're asking for us to report those kinds of issues because it's early days, so I'll do that. But yeah, no matter what I did here, it just didn't want to launch the games for me that way. I was able to tap it here and get it working, but it did work on my desktop, so pretty interesting there for that. But those are just kind of the few little bugs and problems and stuff I'm running into with it being early days here with this feature. And of course, I'm sure, like I said earlier, they want to get this out, get it tested, get some feedback, because this is going to be a big part of that Xbox full screen experience that we're going to see coming with the ROG Xbox Ally devices, which is going to, save resources, kind of boot up into a lighter version of Windows, have all the compatibility and stuff, but help with performance and resources being used and all of that. And this is going to need to be a big feature that works in order for that to actually work out. So hopefully they can get all this figured out, get it much more seamless and working nicer for that kind of full screen experience. But you can certainly see what the vision is here, what they're going for, and I really have nothing against it. When it comes to all the Windows handhelds, we can kind of take all this kind of integrated Windows and Xbox help we can get. Give another 6 months to a year, I think this kind of vision can actually really pay off for us when it comes to the Windows handhelds, and I'll keep an eye on it here and be testing a lot more and messing around with this. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.